March 13th and 14th, Monday and Tuesday. I have one of my favorite heroes' birthday coming up here, and this is what he was born with. Sun in Pisces, moon in Sag, 90-degree angle, Pisces water, moon in fire. Water and fire don't get along. You pour water on fire to put it out. However, Pisces the dreamer, moon in Sag the big picture, someone that can think in abstract terms. I'm giving you a clue about whose birthday it is. The sun is conjunct Neptune for the next week. Very unusual. The sun in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and this gives the person the gift of going between worlds, seeing other points of view, science, music, anything creative. Yes, I'm leaning straight into his birthday is on the 14th. It's Albert Einstein. I think it's the craziest story. Someone recently told me it was actually his wife, who was a physicist, his second wife, that gave him all the clues. Why did that make me so happy? But just think about it. So here's Mr. Pisces, better known as Einstein. He'd hold two balls in both hands, marbles, little marbles. He'd put himself into a meditation. Pisces' favorite thing is meditation. He'd just about fall asleep when he dropped the marbles, wake up and start working. Why? Because when Neptune is conjunct the sun, the gift of the visionary is being channeling information that comes from beyond this world. What did Einstein do as a Pisces? He had the gift of being able to think out of the box. Of course, he had a lot of air. There's only one planet in air, but he had the gift of thinking out of the box and then writing it all down, doing the math, which is an air quality. But Pisces are geniuses. They get undervalued for this. They're always considered space cadets and their addictions, and they alcohol and they have sex and they're kind of crazy. That's their low side. The high side is Einstein. They are visionaries who open the door of their mind and don't limit it to the old school, and they open and expand, open to the higher consciousness, write down what they get, and they become poets or musicians or writers. So let's just give a little applause to Einstein, who figured out E equals MC squared, that their energy and that there was time travel. And he really was spiritual. He's the guy that said, ready? God is not playing with dice. That's an astrologer's dream. It's not random. There's an order here. And as an astrologer, my gift to you is to say, this system based on astrology is airtight. So when you look at his chart and you see that he's Pisces with the moon in Sag, so he had a very funny sense of humor. There's a picture of him with his face, sticking his tongue out. He had that Sagittarius joy factor. He was very irresponsible, left his first wife and daughter, never looked back. That's very square, sun and moon, and the Sag doesn't really care. So I'm suggesting to you astrology works. Well, that's kind of a given. And because Saturn entered Pisces, and there is also, so we've got the sun conjunct Neptune and Saturn's in Pisces, and it's all squaring that moon in Sag. So it's a little bit of a tense day if you're mutable, especially because Mars is in Gemini as well, right opposite. It's simply suggesting that when there's mutability in the sky, when there's squares between Sagittarius and Pisces, all it says is someone's getting slightly confused. Why do we think confusion's a bad thing? How do you get to a new idea? But by being confused for a while and then clearing it up. That's why people come to astrologers. If you're confused, and this is definitely Pisces Sag day, it could be a little confusing, and Mars is in Gemini, making it a little scattered, that's when you ask for help. And there's people who study, believe it or not, who I've trained, certified astrologers, who know how to look at your chart and go, I know exactly why you're confused. And by the way, this is your life lesson. So Saturn's in Pisces for the next 2.5 years. You know what our life lesson is? Getting spiritual. That's what I'm going to encourage you. Einstein was really spiritual. He's the guy that said, God's not playing with dice. It's not a coincidence you're watching this video today. Some part of you's hungry for spirituality. And Deborah Silverman Astrology, go to my website and find out, what could you learn about your purpose, and how easy is it to get confused and then clear it up when you have an astrologer sitting next to you?